The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
There's a big rumor out there that the government wants you to become vegan. No, wait, sorry. They don't want you to stake. That's because Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says he's heard rumors that the SEC would like to stop retail investors from engaging in crypto staking. Staking is not, you know what? I got to get glasses. Okay, joining us now to discuss is CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk State of Crypto newsletter, which is read by every important person in the world, and except for you if you're not reading it. So sign up. Hello, Nick.
Hey, good morning.
That was quite an intro, Lawrence.
Yeah, but never mind that. The news is kind of wacky because, okay, LDO, why is that thing spiking on this whole thing? This makes no sense. Explain this, Nick.
Well, my understanding is it's a decentralized, governance platform that allows you to stake without going through a centralized intermediary. So imagine that, when Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that, hey, the SEC might go after staking, people who were looking at the token said, oh, well, maybe that's the only project that can continue staking after some, as yet undefined SEC crackdown. But I think it is worth taking a look at what exactly, this rumor might be and what SEC Chair Gary Gensler has said in the past about staking. In the past, he has, last September, he indicated that staking could fall under the Howey test, which is the Supreme Court case that acts as kind of a model for for cryptocurrencies and securities, and not just crypto securities, but determining whether or not something is a security. In his view, he said last year that intermediaries that offer staking services, quote, look very similar to lending. And as we know, crypto lending has become an issue that securities regulators around the country have said is, falls under securities laws. So I think one of the questions that is worth asking is whether or not we're talking about retail staking, whether we're talking about, staking pools or staking services offered by companies that, take people's cryptos, allow them to stake through that platform and help them, generate that return through the staking rewards. So
yeah, the SEC hasn't commented yet. They refuse to comment on this specifically, right? So we actually don't know what it's going to be. And conceivably, neither does Brian Armstrong, although, I don't know, maybe somebody told him.
What has SEC Chair Gary Gensler previously said about cryptocurrencies allowing staking?
Yeah, really not much more than what he said last September when he said that, it might fit the parameters of the Howey test. And that's probably the big one. But he was specific at the time to point to, intermediaries offering these services, which is, again, why I think, Lido might have jumped in value, because it's not really a centralized intermediary. And so, there's still this perception that decentralized platforms might be out of the reach of regulators. But yeah, it does seem like there's there's going to be some nuance that we haven't yet encountered. I guess the big question is, if the SEC goes after staking, what form are they likely to go after? And I'm actually not sure whether or not Coinbase offers staking services, but I imagine if it does,
yes, they do.
In that case, I suspect that Coinbase might be a pretty big target for this. Then, I guess it's also worth defining whether or not retail staking includes like people running their own nodes, whether it's just people using centralized services or services in general to run the staking protocol for them. These are all questions that we need answers to that I don't think we have at this point.
Well, there was a tweet from Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, this morning saying we're hearing rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking in the U.S. for retail customers. I hope that's not the case, as I believe it would be a terrible path for the United States if that was allowed to happen. A blow to retail customers. So crypto Twitter is not liking this at all. All right.
What does crypto Twitter like?
Nick, thanks so much.
I like Lambos.
That was CoinDesk Managing Editor of Global Policy and Regulation, Nick Day.